XRP holders, imagine this. Michael Saylor has been the Bitcoin evangelist for years, dismissing everything else as risky speculation. But on November 27, 2025, with XRP holding steady at $2.21 amid ETF inflows hitting $628 million, absorbing nearly 80 million tokens in the last day alone, his narrative feels outdated. What if the data shows XRP evolving into a core infrastructure play, not just another altcoin? Today we're examining the facts behind the buzz. No hype, just analysis from recent X discussions and market data. Stick with me as we unpack why this matters for the broader ecosystem. I'm Olivia, and welcome to this deep dive into XRP's current landscape. First and foremost, this is not financial advice. All information here is for educational purposes only. Always conduct your own research, consult qualified professionals, and remember that cryptocurrency markets are highly volatile. Past performance doesn't predict future results. Invest only what you can afford to lose. Let's start with the surge in ETF activity that's dominating today's X feeds. Spot XRP ETFs launched with a bang, $164 million in net inflows on debut day, pushing total assets under management past $628 million faster than Solana's rollout earlier this year. As the Blockopedia, Ajay Kuriyaj, noted in a post with over 300 likes, these funds absorbed around 80 million XRP in just 24 hours, creating a noticeable dent in exchange liquidity. That's institutional interest translating to real supply dynamics. Binance reserves, for instance, have dipped to multi-month lows around 2.7 billion tokens per on-chain trackers. Why the focus on ETFs? They represent a bridge for traditional finance into crypto, locking up tokens long-term and reducing circulating supply. Chad Steingraber captured the sentiment in a viral thread. In the first year, the XRP ETF funds will be relentlessly aggressive. There is only one way to slow them down. The price has to go up. With 773 likes, it's sparking debates on whether this sets up a self-reinforcing cycle of demand. Data backs the observation. Yesterday's inflows alone clocked $21.81 million, down slightly from $35.41 million the prior day, but still signaling steady accumulation. Rhetorical pause. Is this the calm before a broader adoption wave? Turn to Korea, where its XRP KRW volume hit $312 million, outpacing Bitcoin for the first time in months. Total Korean flows up 18% to over $400 million daily. This isn't isolated. Ripple's on-demand liquidity, ODL volumes, are up 300% year over year, with ISO 2022 compliance now live globally. Banks in Asia and the Middle East are testing these rails for cross-border settlements that settle in seconds for fractions of a cent. But let's integrate more from today's X ecosystem. Rip Bullwinkle's video post, garnering 155 likes, highlights a price shock incoming, tying it to deleveraging across crypto. Open interest down 40-50% from peaks, mirroring setups that preceded Bitcoin's run from 74K to 126K. Quoted from our credible crypto. When leverage dies, true price discovery begins. For XRP, that means less liquidation risk and room for organic price movement as utility grows. Analogy for clarity. Picture XRP as the swift upgrade everyone's been waiting for: efficient, compliant, and scalable. Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin, now at 1.2 billion circulation, with Abu Dhabi approving it for institutional lending. That's not abstract, it's unlocking collateral for trillions in flows. MasterCard's XRPL pilot for card settlements launches Q1 2026, per recent announcements. What if exploration? If ETF inflows sustain at $20-30 million daily, as some models suggest, and pair with ODL expansion, could we see XRP testing $2.50 resistance? Analysts like those at Crypto Quant point to a 30% upside potential in a supply-constrained environment. But context matters. XRP is down 18% this month, testing $2 support amid $411 billion in whale profit taking. Yet those sales are being absorbed by ETFs per flow data, turning potential dumps into accumulation. Mini teaser, hold that. Up next, we're addressing the flat price despite inflows. If you've been watching XRP stall around $2.20, you're not alone. Let's break down the technicals. Diving deeper, charts show XRP in a Wyckoff reaccumulation phase, per Osh Chart Nerd TA's analysis, with 240 likes. During reaccumulation, price trades in a range where weak hands quit and supply is absorbed by institutions without a surge. Weekly time frame broke the 2021 all-time high, now flipped to support, with open interest up 12% and $15 million in shorts liquidated recently. RSI at 31 suggests oversold conditions, and volume at 389 billion daily, up 1% in 24 hours, hints at building momentum. From the feeds, a skipper XRP's post flags a bottom near 197, eyeing the midband at 260 for a 30% run, aligning with patterns from earlier 2025 moves. Community echo, XRP Crypto Wolf's poll on end November targets drew 122 likes and 115 replies, with most clustering around $2.50 kaisu with $3. Broader takes like Adios's thread on ETF lockups explain the mechanics. XRP in ETFs becomes fixed collateral, thinning selling pressure and firming the price floor. 238 likes underscore the educational value here. Countering the noise, why no immediate pump? Leverage flush post-October liquidations has cleared the deck, but macro headwinds like potential death crosses loom. HR's Chartner TA notes a 70% success rate for bullish continuations in these patterns, but emphasizes volume confirmation. On X, Remy Relief X's satirical take on delays, 276 likes, reminds us, regulatory wins, like the SEC case closure and Clarity Act progress, take time to filter into price. Addressing pain points. If you're frustrated by the 16.95% drop from 30-day highs, consider the burn rate, up 31% to 709 tokens daily via fees. That's deflationary, community-driven mechanics at work. ICE Financial Press Hour's breaking news on the T. Rowe Price active crypto ETF filing, 239 likes, adds fuel. It includes XRP in a 1.79 trillion AUM basket, with SEC review in 45-90 days. Multi-asset exposure like this could diversify inflows beyond spot funds. Myth bust. ETFs aren't moving the needle. Data disagrees. 3 straight sessions of net creations per coin addition, with buyers defending the ascending trend line at $2 ZRs. Another, XRP's utility is overhyped. RLUSD's growth and ODL's 300% jump say otherwise. It's live infrastructure, not promise. Climactic insight. Analyst consensus from JP Morgan to on-chain models. Floats 5.05 average for 2025, scaling to 2650 by 2030 on adoption. A Bitcoin Bob shows alert ties it to rebound potential, but as Gem Detect TV points out, 78 likes. Institutions may soon seek yield via platforms like More Markets, layering returns on holdings. This evolves XRP from speculative to productive asset. Wrapping up, we've covered ETF momentum at $628 million REUM, supply absorption via 80 million tokens pulled, ODL's real-world scale, and technical setups for $2.50 plus. Community voices, from our Rip Bullwinkle's trackers to Jack the Rippler's CEO, quotes on OTC shortages, paint a picture of maturation, not mania. XRP's journey reflects resilience. 7 years through regulatory storms, now positioned for utility-driven growth. For those in the ecosystem, it's about understanding these shifts. If this analysis sparked thoughts, like if it added clarity, comment your take on ETF impacts below. What's one metric you're watching? Subscribe for more breakdowns on crypto infrastructure, and share with fellow researchers. Let's discuss the data together. Thanks for watching. Stay informed.